Welcome to That's Good Sports. I'm Brandon. The last time I saw Peyton Manning tear up like this was when Evan Mathis farted right next to his locker, Perna. Today, we've got more NFL headlines. CJ Henderson on the trade block, Peyton Manning's Hall of Fame speech, a devastating horse punch, and a pair of racial slurs to round us out. Oh, and the reason you're probably here.
We had a relationship. I think his name's Brandon Perna.
I'll address the short-lived feud between me and Pat McAfee, how he figured it out, and how much like his friend Aaron Rodgers came to a peaceful resolution. Speaking of Aaron, Pat revealed the nugget about the quarterback that should give us all hope in 2022. Let's get it, sports. Don't do it. Today's episode is sponsored by buyraycon.com/thatsgood, which will save you 15% when you use my link below. Now, if you watch this channel regularly, then you know I work hard, producing more videos than necessary, and that I use my Raycon everyday earbuds to stay fit via power walking. But I also use them to relax and to keep my mind right to get through the grind of the day and the craziness that comes with football season. For me, music with my morning coffee is therapeutic, and with Raycon's comfortable gel tips, snug fit, and 32 hours of battery life, I can take some time out every day to zone out and charge my mentals. The 5 to 10 minutes a day I get on my back patio to breathe, absorb some music, and think of the day's best fart joke, started this episode, for my show is priceless. Priced right are Raycon earbuds, especially if you click my link in the description to get 15% off your purchase. A steal, considering they're already half the price of other premium audio brands. All right, NFL headlines. What happened over the weekend? Well, Jameis Winston.
The best back tandems in the league, right? With Latavius and Alvin. I heard some snickers, but excuse my language, right? One of the best tandems in the league.
A guy who's as unsafe with the football as Jameis Winston? I'm surprised he even knows what a condom is. CJ Henderson is on the trade block just a year into his career. Henderson was picked 9th overall by the Jaguars last year, but that was a different regime. Henderson missed half of the year in 2020 and struggled at times. But let's keep in mind he was on the 1-15 fucking Jaguars, a team that almost made Gardner Minshew look bad. Now, since Henderson is a corner, expect him to be on the Broncos roster by the end of the day. It only took 13 seconds for the Hall of Fame committee to decide Peyton Manning was worthy of a gold jacket. My question is, what on earth were they talking about for those 13 seconds? Let's time this out. Let's start a clock. Got the old stopwatch here. Is Peyton Manning a Hall of Famer? Yes! Seems like that conversation went on a little too fucking long. Now, Peyton Manning's Hall of Fame speech had many people on Twitter saying that he sounded like the next NFL commissioner. I watched the speech, and I disagree because he did not sound like a slimy dildo.
As members of this honored class, we have a responsibility to make our game stronger, from the corner playground to the most celebrated stadiums. During the past few years, the game of football has been challenged by an explosion of sports and entertainment options, safety concerns, erupting social justice issues, and a worldwide pandemic. Displaced fans have taken on an entirely new meaning as our stadiums have been shut down and fans shut out. We certainly shouldn't walk away now. When we leave this stage tonight, it is no longer about us. It is about cultivating the game that has given so much to us.
He sounded like someone who cares more about the game than anything else on earth. To be NFL commissioner, you have to care about one thing: money. The bottom line for all 32 NFL owners. And you have to be willing to fuck over the players in the league for monetary gain at every single opportunity. That's why Peyton Manning will never be commissioner. No way on earth a guy ending his speech like this.
Remember, a legacy is only worthwhile when there is a future to fuel. God bless you, and God bless football.
Is going to take advantage of players. Now, O.J. Simpson doesn't go to Los Angeles out of fear of running into the real killer. It's the same reason you will never see O.J. staring down at a clear puddle, paying for someone to draw a caricature of him, or hanging any mirrors in his home. If he does look into a mirror, it's only when he's doing NFL cosplay.
It's me, O.J. Mahomes.
Horse punching. A German equestrian coach was kicked out of the Olympics for punching one of the horses. Now, if you're sensitive to animal cruelty, you may want to look away. Now that is the most necessary ejection I've seen since Brandon Stokely almost killed that referee. Darius Leonard signed a new contract. The Colts locked up their star linebacker with a 5-year deal worth $99.25 million. How infuriating would it be to get that close to $100 million without breaking it? I would mow their lawn on weekends just to get them to hit that $100 million mark. Xavier Howard and the Dolphins have worked it out, just like me and Pat. The Dolphins have restructured Howard's contract, adding $710,000 in guaranteed money this year, while also adding incentives that could push his 2021 salary from $12 million to just over $16 million. Smart move, Miami. Now, Devin Funchess apologized for using an anti-Asian slur in a press conference following family night at Packers open practice. Saying something racist at family night? Are you my Uncle Mitch, Devin? Now, Devin apologized that night on Twitter, and I think he meant his apology. After the weekend I have had, I am all about forgiving. Also, in racial slur news, fans watching the Rockies game at home thought they heard someone saying a very bad word, perhaps the worst word, while Lewis Brinson, a black player, was at the plate for the Marlins. People started tweeting about it. There was outrage, as you might expect, and the Rockies and the MLB Players Association even issued statements. But it turns out this was a false alarm. Let's check the tape. Ding-er, the name of the Rockies mascot? That guy's only crime is being an adult man who still craves the attention of a team fucking mascot. Glad we cleared that one up. What's the name of the Packers mascot? I'm asking, of course, for Devin Funchess. Note here, I am playing the clips from Pat's show where he was talking about me. I'm playing the parts that I disagree with. So if you want to see everything he said, go to his channel, watch Friday show, 8/6/21, timestamp 2 hours 9 minutes, 2 hours 24 minutes. That's right, I get 2 shout-outs. That way you can see everything he said. Again, I'm playing the parts where what he said is something that I disagree with. I mention that now because I want it to be clear. I'm playing small clips, selected clips, where he's saying things that I disagree with so I can explain what my side is. All right. This is what happened. First, I want to thank you, AJ Hawk, for giving me the benefit of the doubt during the shitstorm.
Yeah, but he was asking for people too.
To say what?
To compliment him and put me. That's what that tweet is for. Like,
Wait, what did the tweet say again? I don't think he said to put you down, did he? Wow.
no, but I mean, kind of though.
Now, I do love drama, especially if that drama is a chief like Frank Clark getting arrested for something dumb twice. But in real life, it terrifies me. And the drama that happened with Pat McAfee made me sick to my stomach. Now, some of that may have been the virus my daughter gave me over the weekend, but either way, I was not well. The good news is that after Pat blocked me, he unblocked me and gave me the chance to explain myself. And that's what I wanted. And I apologized, and I think we're cool now. I do have to admit, this was my first notable beef, my first feud, my first celebrity tiff. Pat being the celebrity and me being me. Now, I didn't know how to handle it, and I offer my deepest apologies to all of you who got blocked by Pat by defending my honor. Respectfully defending my honor, because there were some of you who were less than respectful while defending my honor, and that's what turned this little spark into a giant inferno, or a large campfire that Pat and I resolved in about 24 hours. Here's what happened. I was watching the Hall of Fame game. I saw the insane punt by Steelers kicker Presley Harvin. I was like, oh, I bet every football fan on Twitter is adding Pat about this insane punt right now, so let me do the same. I tweeted, what is the over-under of people adding Pat on this? Ironic, because I could not at him. I thought Twitter was being a bitch, or that maybe Pat changed his handle. Then I learned I had been blocked by Pat, and I had no clue as to why I got blocked. No clue. I was more in the dark than the blind Murphy Mason, star of the show In the Dark. Now, without giving it any thought, I tweeted this. Wow, I've shown this guy and his show nothing but love, and this is what I get. That's where I fucked up. You could read that a lot of ways. Wow, I've shown this guy and his show nothing but love, and this is what I get? Wow, I've shown this guy and his show nothing but love, but this is what I get? That's the thing with tweets. You put them in the voice you want to hear. Now, I could have handled that better. I could have worded that tweet better, or I could have privately reached out to someone on Pat's team. I deleted that tweet on my own volition. 1, I wasn't proud of it, but 2, even after Free Perna was a success, people were still telling Pat to unblock me, even today. And I think the pornographers have annoyed Pat enough for one weekend. That's why I removed it. Now, if I could redo that tweet, I would have said this. Pat, I love the show. Always speak highly of it and you. Let me know what I can do to make this right. Something more in that tone and less woe is me. Now, an issue in all media is that we have access to information too quickly and we're too reactionary. It happens all the time here because we chase a topic to capitalize on it before it becomes irrelevant. In doing that, sometimes we react before having all of the information. The other issue is the divisiveness when people disagree. Pat and I had a misunderstanding, which made some people feel like they had to choose a side. We've got to stop doing that shit, especially if some people don't choose my side. Now let's just say Pat and I didn't work this out. Let's say I hated Pat and he hated me. You, the viewer, can still watch and follow and enjoy both of us. I would never ever want you to not watch something that you enjoy on my behalf. Except for the fucking Big Bang Theory. Stop. My only goal here is to put out a show that's good enough to convince you to come back again. Tom Grossi, 5 Points Vids, Urinating Treats, Scooter Magruder and I all do our live stream, Clickbait Sports, every Thursday as a collaboration. I hope I help more people find their work by doing that show, because I'm a legit fan of all of their work, just like I am of Pat. And while I don't have the same relationship with Pat, I consider him to be like us. My assumption is that if you go and find and love Tom Grossi's show or Tree's show, that you'll still watch mine. If not, it means I'm not doing my job here. The point, we can all be fans of each other. We can prop each other up, and we can do that knowing we won't all agree all the time. Here's what bothered Pat, and I understand where he's coming from. It's the way I tweeted out that he blocked me. I thought what I said was innocuous at the time. My goal with that was to learn what dumb shit I might have tweeted that upset him. What I failed to realize was how damn strong the response from you guys would be. In Pat's eyes, he believed I was trying to get him bombarded and lambasted. that I knew that's what would happen. I honestly did not. But now I know. Now I know we got a feisty fucking bunch here.
Said guy, but he literally was asking his fans to call him a better show host than me with a couple tweets he put out. So it's like they did that. His show is better than mine. I don't need that in my life though. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna block the person that I followed. And I thought we had a good. It's like he basically put it. Anybody who's on the internet knows that is like what you're doing there is asking for people to. I've been guilty of it in the past. Hey, somebody says something terrible to me. I'm gonna quote tweet this. I'm gonna bury this person. And guess what? Everybody's going, no, okay. Bombs away. Let's get 'em. All right. And I appreciate everybody does that. I stopped doing that because I didn't like my timeline being filled up with negativity.
So that's what Pat believed my intentions were. It's incorrect. Bury someone, that's not a phrase that enters my mind. I don't think that way. But now I have to be aware of that as a possibility. That's what I learned. And if I did think that way, I'm not in a position where I believe I could bury someone as big as Pat.
He was definitely asking for his people to say things bad about me, right? Like that was the tweet he was doing.
I did not know. I swear to God, I did not know. I tweet out things all the time that I think will be great, only to see it get like 2 RTs and a handful of pity likes. I thought a handful of people would be like, yo, Pat, why'd you block Perna? Well, that happened, just at a far bigger rate than I imagined. Also, some people started talking shit to him, which I never told anyone to do. I'd never ask anyone to talk shit on my behalf. It's literally one of the few things I'm good at doing on my own. Masturbation being number one. What I think got lost in that translation, as Sofia Coppola would say, is that the response towards Pat was so strong because everyone here knows I'm a fan of his work, of his show. I prop him up all the time, and I actively root for Pat. When ESPN banned their employees from guesting on his show, we all showed up to support him and call out ESPN. He's right, that is the real competition.
We had a good relationship. I'm like, hey, we're internet shows, and our competition, by the way, is fucking TV people. Yeah. Right? That is who we're going at, and maybe I wasn't so I blocked him.
Which leads me to the tweet that got me blocked in the first place. This is what I said. 8 years ago, I started talking about football on YouTube, covering guys like Brett McAfee, AKA @PatMcAfee. Little did I know, guys like Brett would one day become my biggest competition. Now, I stand by that tweet because my intention was complimentary. I added Pat because I was like, I think he will think this is funny. Also, just so everyone knows, I don't sit around here watching old clips of my show. I am not that vain. Someone sent me that episode that I posted back in 2013, and they were like, this is still one of my favorites. So I watched it, and I was like, damn, this show's come a long way. And Pat now has the biggest sports show on YouTube. That's fucking crazy. And to point out how crazy it is that I was talking about Pat on this show 8 or 9 years ago, and now he's on YouTube doing something similar. You guys know I love me some Holiday Road, but when a kicker does something fucking cool, I've got to show it. At the time, I didn't envision NFL players creating their own media empires via YouTube. That was the point of my tweet. But look, Pat played in the NFL. Competition there means someone is literally trying to take your job. I get that you have to be ultra competitive to survive in the league, and that's not something I think you can just shut off. I also understand how tweets can be interpreted multiple ways. Like the word dinger. We can probably all be better at accepting that we might not see something in the same light. The same fucking thing we can look at, we walk away with a different impression. That's just life. And then, shit got crazy because Pat brought it up on his show, as you've seen by the clips I played here. That's when I realized your response to my tweet about being blocked was huge.
He was definitely asking for his people to say things bad about me, right? Like that was the tweet he was doing.
And that line is what made me angry. I did not ask that. That's not the kind of guy I am, to ask others to say bad things about other people. That pissed me off because that characterization of me is wrong and also portrays me as a bad person. Telling people to go shit on someone else, that's a classless move. I'll make fun of whatever on my show in the name of entertainment, but I have never and will never ask anyone to treat someone else poorly. But now, there might be a bunch of people out there who watched Pat's show and will think of me as a top-tier douche. If you think of me as a top-tier douche, I want you to arrive at that conclusion honestly. But then Pat DM'd me. Praise be, a line of communication was open. Just like the Seahawks offensive line, he stopped blocking much sooner than he probably should have. I won't lie, Pat came in hot and explained what he thought I meant. I apologized, explained my side. I made a joke. We exchanged a few more messages, a couple jokes, and we were text laughing at the end. Ha 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 ha! LOL. Ha 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 ha! LOL. Ha ha! LOL. Ha 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 ha! LOL. So to recap, he blocked me. I handled it poorly. He addressed it on his show. Then Pat reached out, allowed me to share my side, and said if he can ever help, let him know. And I immediately asked Pat for help. I asked him to never share any of this with Aaron Rodgers. Because if I were the reason Aaron Rodgers didn't come to Denver, I could never forgive myself. And while I would never share DM conversations, because that's a low blow as well, I will confirm Pat told me that Aaron Rodgers would appreciate that kind of passion from the fans here in Denver. So Rodgers to the Broncos in 2022 confirmed. Then Pat hilariously posted that I was a recommended Twitter follow to him that day, saying full circle. Full circle indeed. I learned I need to be a bit more careful when I @ people. But only when I @ people. Because when I tweet into the ether, you're still getting full-blown pernarchy. Which if you watch Clickbait Sports, do I go with pernarchy or pornography? The pernarchists, the pornographers. I need to compete with communism and democracy in a respectful way. And part of me thinks pernarchy is cool, the cooler version, but pornography is probably more true to who I am. Anyway, that's today's episode. Thanks for watching That's Good Sports. Subscribe here, subscribe to Pat, subscribe to Grossi, subscribe to Tree, subscribe to Scooter, subscribe to 5 Points, subscribe to Brett Coleman, subscribe to Flimlow, subscribe to all us motherfuckers coming after ESPN. That's who it is.